International Party Ki. On your way here, you saw Navadwip.
On your way here, you saw Navadwip.
You saw Sapta Rishi Tila,
You saw Sapta Rishi Tila,
Naimisharanya,
Naimisharanya,
Pushkartirtha,
Pushkartirtha,
and
and
Ujjahata.
Ujjahatta.
And here, there's the Panchaveni.
And here is the Panchaveni.
Did you know you saw all those places?
Did you know you saw all those places?
How did they like the 7 hills of the 7 rishis?
How did you like the 7 hills of the 7 rishis?
Sit down.
You liked?
Head down.
What?
We haven't found out where they are yet.
We haven't found out where they are yet.
So if you saw them, tell us.
So if you saw them, please tell us where. That was a joke.
No, I'm true.
No, that wasn't a joke in the sense that they do exist somewhere.
No, in Navadwip.
In Navadwip.
On the way here, on the highway, there is the Ujjahata.
On the way here on the highway is that you can see Ujjahata.
It's to the right, between the last 2 bridges.
It's on the right side between the last 2 bridges.
And there, the Devas, they have appeared.
And there the Devas have appeared.
And it will stay 100 years in Kurukshetra.
Huh?
If you stay 100 years,
If you stay 100 years in Kurukshetra,
and you stay here 1 night,
and you stay here 1 night,
same route.
it's the same result.
So the Devas, where it says Ujjahata, they were chanting and dancing and raising their hands.
So the Devas in Ujjahata would be raising their hands and chanting and dancing.
Like that.
Like that.
And sometimes the residents there hear some sound of cymbals and drums in the night.
Sometimes the residents of that place, even today, they hear sounds of cymbals and drums at night.
And there they would sell the pure love of Krishna.
Sell.
Yeah.
And at that place, they would sell pure love of Krishna.
Not for ordinary money,
But not in exchange for ordinary money.
in exchange for how much faith you have in the holy names.
In exchange for how much faith you have in the holy name.
So, it's a very special place,
So it's a very special place,
not different from Kurukshetra.
non-different than Kurukshetra.
Pushkartirtha is not different from Pushkartirtha.
Pushkartirtha is non-different than Pushkartirtha.
And Naimisharanya is not different from Naimisharanya.
And Naimisharanya is non-different than Naimisharanya.
So, every sacrifice you do, reading from the Bhagavad Purana, chanting Hare Krishna and Naimisharanya helps the whole world,
So
whole universe.
any sacrifice you do at Naimisharanya, reading Shabdru and Bhagavatam, chanting Hare Krishna, will benefit the whole world, will benefit the whole universe.
Haribo.
Haribo!
Oh, Ranga. Wow. Almost got blown in the river. I almost got blown in the river.
Maharaj almost got blown in the river by that chanting.
This place is known as Panchavini,
This place is known as Panchaveni.
and here by the Devas would come
Here in this place, the Devas would come
and perform fire sacrifice.
and would perform fire sacrifices.
But you are performing the sacrifice of the holy names.
But we are performing the sacrifice of the holy name.
So this is the very, very sacred place.
So this is a very, very sacred place.
Not only Ganga, Jamuna, and Saraswati are here,
Not only Ganga, Jamuna, and Saraswati are here,
but also Alakananda and Bhagavati.
also Alakananda and Bhagavati. No, Bhagavati.
So today, normally we would go by boat to the just 2 kilometers to the boat dock.
So normally we would go by boat because it's only 2 kilometers from the boat dock.
No, but there's 2 places you don't see by boat.
Because there are 2 places.
Why? Because there are, while we're walking, you saw that they can see the 2 places.
Go by boat, you miss one place. What you see from the
When you go by boat, you miss some places, but 2 places. But when you walk, you can see the 2 different places.
So you see the ashram of Devananda Pandit.
So you saw the ashram.
You can see
You can see the ashram of Devananda Pandit.
He was a Mayavadi, and he would lecture on the Bhagavatam.
He was a Mayavadi, and he would lecture on the Bhagavatam.
So his lecture was, you can say, incomplete.
So his lecture was incomplete.
One day, Srivas Thakur, he sat in the back of his class.
One day, Srivas Thakur sat in the back of his class,
And just hearing the Bhagavatam, he started to cry.
just hearing the Bhagavatam, he started to cry.
And Devananda Pandit thought, he's disturbing my class.
He's disturbing. So Devananda Pandit thought, well, he's disturbing my class.
He told students, throw him out.
all the students
He
throwing
told his students, throw this person out.
Who is he crying in the class?
Why is he crying in the class?
And they picked up Srivas Thakur and threw him out on the road.
They picked up Srivas Thakur and they threw him out on the road.
Later, Lord Chaitanya chastised Devananda Pandit.
Later on, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chastised Devananda Pandit.
He said, you are just a very lowly Pandit. You understand nothing
You're just a lowly pandit, you do not understand anything
of the Bhakti Yoga.
of what Bhakti Yoga is.
You have committed a great offense on Sridhar Thakur.
You have created a great offense against Srivas Thakur.
Like this, he blasted him
Like this, he blasted him
publicly,
publicly.
and Devendra was steaming.
He was steaming.
He was angry,
Devananda Pada, he was steaming, he was very angry.
but Ramakrishna Pandit told him, you got the blessing of Lord Chaitanya.
So Prakeshwara Pandit told him, he said, you have just gotten the blessings of Lord Chaitanya.
Actually, he is an incarnation of Krishna.
And he is an incarnation of Krishna.
And you should apologize to Sridhar Thakur.
And you should apologize to Srivas Thakur.
So somehow, Devendra Pandit had a change of heart,
Somehow, Devananda Pandit had a change of heart.
and he, Koladeep, he surrendered to Sridhar and begged him to forgive him.
And in Koladvip, he surrendered to Srivas Thakur and begged forgiveness.
And therefore, he was accepted as part of Lord Chaitanya's Kirtan movement.
Therefore, or thereafter, he was accepted as part of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement.
Also, Koladeep, which is just the other side of the river,
Also, Koladvip, which is just on the other side of the river,
is named after Brahadev.
is named after Varahadev.
Kola is another name for Braha.
Kola is another name for Varaha.
And when Braha killed Hiranyaksha,
So when Varaha killed Hiranyakasha,
his foot touched the earth,
his foot touched the earth,
which he had placed back into orbit.
which placed the earth back into orbit.
He had placed it back in orbit.
He had to place that back in orbit.
He had to place it back in orbit.
When he was, that angered Hiranyaksha.
And that angered very much Hiranyaksha.
So they were fighting in outer space.
So they were fighting in outer space.
So when he was the final blow to Hiranyaksha, his hind hoof touched earth.
So in his final blow to Hiranyaksha, his hind hoof touched the earth.
And that place is Koladeep.
And that place where he touched, that's Koladvip.
So some devotees of Maharaha, they go there to worship Rahadev.
Some devotees of Mahavaraha, they go there to worship Varahadev.
So these two places you're not normally see.
So these two places
You'll see the Navadwip. You'll see in the Navadwip.
you'll see in Navadvip.
By walking.
You walk there.
And then you go to the Jagannath Das Babaji Samadhi Mandir,
Then you will go to Jagannath Das Babaji Samadhi Mandir,
which is also in the Koladeep.
which is also in Koladvip.
And then you go to the Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu Mandir,
Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu Mandir.
Then you will go to the Dhameshwara Mahaprabhu Mandir,
where the deity of Lord Gauranga was worshipped by, the same deity was worshipped by Vishnu.
So where that deity of Lord Gauranga was worshipped by Vishnu Priya.
So, and then you'll stay in our camp at
Then you go
Pradhan
stay, then you will go to stay in our camp, Pratap Nagar. Pratap Nagar.
So then you will stay in our camp and at Pratap Nagar.
And tomorrow you have a long boat ride.
And tomorrow you have a long boat ride.
Lord Chaitanya said that the breeze of the Ganges naturally makes people devoted to Krishna.
Lord Chaitanya said the breeze of the Ganges, will naturally make evergreen Krishna consciousness.
Lord Chaitanya said that the breeze of the Ganges would naturally make everyone Krishna conscious.
Have you noticed?
Have you noticed? Huh?
So, also, today you go to the Navadwip town. You go to the Navadwip town,
So today you will go through Navadwip town,
and already the Hindi and Russians went to.
and already the Russians and the Hindi groups have already gone through Navadwip town.
So, we're going to have Jagajivan test you.
So Jagajivan, where is he? Well, he will test you now.
Now, the thing is, it's very important
It's very important
that you
that you
organize yourselves very nicely and
Yeah, you-
chant very loudly.
It's very important that you organize yourselves very nicely and you chant very loudly.
Because and we're having some shopkeepers tell us which group is chanting better.
Because we have our spies, some shopkeepers there that will tell us who is chanting better, what group.
And I think the international group, you should prevail.
Maharaj says he thinks, it is his personal opinion that the international group should prevail. He wasn't chanting enough. Yeah, you know who you are. So let's try it again. This time, half of you weren't chanting. Why? What is that? Too much prasad. Oh, stomach. Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Krishna Krishna! Krishna Krishna! Hare Hare! Rama! Hare Rama! Rama Rama! Hare Hare! Gauranga! 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 As we say in Spanish, más o menos. More or less, more or less. You're getting better. You're getting better. I think this is the group that is most encouraging to us. Of course, yesterday we were at Surabi Kunj and the acoustics were very favorable there. It was easy. Just a few people could chant and the whole place reverberated. Here it's a little open, it's more difficult, but you're doing a very good job, and we'll be making the ready. You can see your rating on internet, you know, and decide who's chanting better at the parikrama.com. Mayapur.com. We'll have a special. But you're doing very well. Of course, in this competition, those of you who have participated last year, how many participated in our competition last year? Oh, quite a few. Yes. So, did you receive the results from last year? Who won?
No.
No? Oh, okay. Last year, the international group won. But you have to defend your title. So this is not easy to do. So if you loudly, Maharaj wants us all to loudly chant in Navadwip. In this way, the residents of Navadvip will appreciate not only that you are such nice devotees, but they will appreciate Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada has made so many nice devotees from all over the world to come together and chant Hare Krishna. So Prabhupada will be very pleased with you. Hare Krishna.
So you won't test you too much because you only have some voice left.
I don't want to test you too much, your voice get choked.
The voice will get choked up.
I don't want to test you too much because your voice will become choked up.
No.
You're hoarse. You will become hoarse if we test you too much. So we'll just keep it at the test to the minimum.
So, again, you're very fortunate. We have all these illustrious Swamis, Gurus present.
So you're all very fortunate to have all these sannyasis, swamis, and gurus to be personally present
And,
with you.
and also Prabhupada disciples.
And also Prabhupada disciples.
So, we want to thank you for being here on the Navadvip Parikrama.
We want to thank you for being on the Navadwip Parikrama.
And please, we're having some interviews taken by our videographers.
So our video crew are coming around and doing some interviews.
And you can share your experiences with them.
So you can share your experiences and realizations with them.
Now, did you get, any of you survived the storm yesterday?
How did you survive the storm yesterday? Huh? It was intense. Yeah? Water came in? No? Little water. But it cooled things down, I think. It was Krishna was cooling things for you. He was so pleased with you, he wanted things to be cool. Now it's so nice and cool here. You can understand why the demigods like this place so much, you know.
All the effulgence are here. All the effulgence.
Effulgence is here.
There's a lot of effulgence here. It's very strong, Maharaj has to hold it.
Remember that this is our way of connecting with Lord Chaitanya.
Remember that this is our way of connecting with Lord Chaitanya.
Chanting, dancing, taking prasadam, listening,
Chanting, dancing, taking prasadam, and listening,
remembering,
and remembering,
and serving the lotus feet.
and serving the lotus feet.
Haribol.
Haribol. Jayapataka Swami Maharaj.